Evening everyone, so just testing out Streamlabs again this evening. So if you can let me know through the chat whether you can hear me at this time, and that would be great if you could let me know whether you can hear me right now through the chat. So we're just testing out Streamlabs at the moment. So I installed this software a couple of days ago. Great, thanks very much for letting me know that you can hear. That's great. So I installed this software for Streamlabs a few days ago. Did a little live stream on Friday night. It wasn't the most successful of live streams. I've done a little bit of tweaking with the settings, so hopefully it's not buffering as much for you at the moment. It's just going to be a matter of playing around with the settings, and hopefully we can get them sort of nailed down. But it can take a little while to sort out the settings with Streamlabs. It seems to be a very good piece of software. Runs quite high CPU though, so my computer's getting a little bit old now. It's sort of let's see, it's around 5 years, five and a half years. My main computer, I've got all of their software on that I record the videos with as well. So it's getting a little bit old. So hopefully it's got enough CPU. If not, you can scale down and go for a rather scaled down version of Streamlabs, which is just OBS. That uses less CPU, but you have less options for the live streams with that. So it's just going to be a matter of playing around with the settings and seeing what happens. It's all caused by the fact that Google has pulled the plug on their original streaming software that was plugged into YouTube. So we have lost, what was it? It was Google, the name escapes me at the moment. But it was the software that you could use for live streaming via YouTube. So we've lost that, and the upshot is we've got to work around it and come up with some other options for live streaming. If you can let me know whether there's any buffering going on or any lags going on, then let me know, please. That would be great if you could do that for me. At the moment, it doesn't seem to be using too much CPU. We haven't actually dropped any frames either that I can see. So at the moment, things are looking quite good with the software. We're not using too much CPU. We're not dropping any frames at the moment. So great. Jack's confirming that there's no lags that Jack can see. So that's great. Thanks so much for that, Jack. Yeah, so it's just going to be a matter of playing around, and Paul also confirming that there's no lags going on either. So yeah, it's just going to be a matter of playing around with the software. It seems very, very good. It's a very good piece of software. I'm very impressed with it, actually. I've been doing a lot of playing around over the weekend and over the past couple of days, playing around with software. Seems really, really good. So there's going to be a lot of different things that we can do with this piece of software, and eventually we'll be able to get these live streams going, hopefully weekly. The plan was that we would do live streams every week, coinciding with the winter updates every Sunday. That was the plan originally before Google pulled the plug on their chat. So we've got to work around that, and we're going to come up with another way of streaming. Hopefully, if we can get this nailed in, it's looking pretty positive tonight. Just talking through the microphone, chatting with you, it's looking fairly positive. So hopefully, if we can get this sorted out, we can find ourselves going into that going back to that plan that we had, where we was going to do weekly live streams to coincide with the winter updates every Sunday evening. Dave's World is with us, so hi Dave. Just having a quick chat, testing out this Streamlabs software that I've installed for streaming. If anybody can remember what Google's what the Google chat was, then do let me know. It's ingrained into YouTube. Its name completely forgets me. I'm getting old now. I'm in my 40s, and I have these sort of brain drain moments, especially late in the evening. So if anybody remembers what that was, then do let me know through the Hangout. That's it. Thanks, Dave. So and that confirms that we're not lagging at all, are we? So that's great. Thanks for letting me know that. Yeah, Google Hangouts. I pulled the plug on Google Hangouts, and we've got to use this software to get round it. It's looking pretty positive tonight. So, where's the lamb sauce? He's asking, speaking of our website software, anyone remember Ask Jeeves? That goes back, doesn't it, to the earlier days of the internet, good old Jeeves. Yeah, I never used Ask Jeeves, I don't think, actually. So, yeah, that goes back some time, though, doesn't it? So, yeah, Google Hangouts, they've pulled the plug on it. We've got to get round it. And this is looking quite positive tonight. As I said, I've been looking at some YouTube videos where there have been kind of instructions on what to do with this software. Because although it's a very good piece of software, Streamlabs, it is quite complicated to set up. So I've been looking at videos that are on YouTube, and there have been various ways of setting it up. But I think this is looking fairly positive, actually. Now, what we found last time is that when it started lagging is when we used screen capture. So I might just turn on the screen capture for a couple of minutes in a moment. It'll be interesting to see whether we get any lags coming through with that. Math Mikey is asking, hi, do you think the late July heatwave this year will become more common? So, Mike, I don't really want to get into the whole climate change debate this late in the evening. Are heat waves getting more common? I suppose they are getting more common, but then again, I mean, it's not that long ago we had an absolutely atrocious summer in 2012, and we also had an atrocious summer in 2007. So you don't have to go that far back to when that happened. So, I mean, yes, I suppose heat waves are getting more common, but I suspect we will still have our fair share of cool and miserable summers. Actually, this summer hasn't been all that great. I was expecting this August in particular to be quite a lot hotter than it is at the moment. So we shall discuss the summer forecast, of course, when we get to the end of the season. So we'll see what happens with that. But I thought this summer was going to be a little bit hotter. It has been. So we did get that very impressive heat spike late in July that gave us the new temperature record. But to be honest, this hasn't been a particularly impressive summer overall. Jack's asking where do I live? I live in Northants. Jack, living in Northamptonshire, out in the countryside. Very not that far away from Daventry. I'm kind of like between Daventry and Northampton. Right, so I just want to very quickly try the screen capture. So that seemed to be when we got a little bit of lagging, a little bit of buffering, I thought, when we did the screen capture on the first attempt on Friday night. So let's just have a quick play around with that. So if I go here we're going to go to Metro Seal, I think. So that's where we'll go. And let's just quickly, so I think we've got to turn off the image, and then we're going to enable screen capture. Now that should be screen capturing for you. So let me know in the comments whether that's screen capture. I'm going to go down here. Let's have a look at the CFS daily run. So there we are. And while we're doing this, if we get any sort of lagging or buffering, then do let me know through the comments. I'll go through them in a moment when I've gone through this. So you should now be seeing CFS V2 midnight run at Meteo Seal. Let's just quickly run through a couple of frames of this. So this is going through to the 19th of August. Is CFS going to build up any high pressure with this? Let's have a quick look, and we're up to 24, still keeping an Atlantic sort of flow there. It's trying to build up a little bit of ridging mode through to the end of August. So not as keen on high pressure though as the shorter range models have been today. The shorter range GFS ECM are really shifting towards high pressure at the end of August, or for the final week of August at the moment. CFS not quite as convinced about that, is it? However, we've got to the beginning of September. We are under an area of high pressure. So for early September, the latest CFS run is bringing in high pressure, although it is trying to take it over towards Greenland once again. It's always fun to have a look at these CFS charts, and when we come to do the Christmas updates, of course, we will have a good run through. We'll have a good run through with these CFS charts. They're what we base our Christmas updates on, these CFS charts, Meteo Seal. So we're up to the 5th of September. We've reached the high pressure out towards Greenland and Iceland. We're putting in some pretty cool sort of northerly winds. There's some sort of tropical feature there on the 12th of September, by the way. That's remnants of a hurricane or something that's come into the northern Atlantic. By this time, the high pressure's back in over top of the country. Let's go a bit further into September and see what it does. So also he's going to try and break this ridge down actually as we go further into September. And actually by the time we get through to the 19th of September, we're finding ourselves going under an area of low pressure. So this is beginning to get more and more unsettled actually the further into September we're going. Quite a deep area of low pressure then is centred over the top of the UK and Ireland around the 21st, 22nd. That's giving a spell of really wet, quite cool weather. And then towards the final sort of stages of September, trying to build the high pressure back in again. Let's just run through to the beginning of October. We won't go any further than that. It's just a little trial, a little test. So we're into early October. Anticyclonic influences there through the opening days of October. Probably quite chilly, probably quite cool conditions there through the early part of September. Right, so now what we will do is we will get rid of screen capture. We will put the image back up and I'll go back to YouTube and see how that was. So let me know what you think about that. It doesn't seem to have been lagging too much, so I don't think it's lagged too much there. If anybody can let me know if there was any sort of lagging or problems during that little bit of screen sharing, I'd like to hear. But going back to YouTube, it looks as though actually that went quite well. So I think we might have got the settings worked out here for this, and if we have, then we'll be able to start moving on with the live streams that we have planned. We have live streams planned every week, as I say, on a Sunday. I'm going to do them around 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. That's what all of those test live streams were about that we did sort of through the spring and through the summer. Did those test streams with Google Hangouts. They put the plug on Google Hangouts, so now we're going to go back to doing test streams again to get this worked out. But I think that went quite well. I'm not seeing anybody in the chat saying that they couldn't keep up with that, so or that there's buffering or lagging. And I'll just go back and see whether we dropped any frames during that little session. No, we didn't drop any frames either. CPU seems to be well and truly in control with the PC. So it's all looking really good. It's looking very, very positive. And I think we're going to be able to bring you those weekly live streams every Sunday evening to coincide with winter updates that we had planned. And that is a huge relief because I promised everybody, I promised you all that you was going to get weekly streams to coincide with the winter updates. And when I saw that Google was pulling the plug on Google Hangouts, I did get quite worried that I wasn't going to be able to do it after I promised everybody that I'd be able to do it. So there we go. I think that's gone quite well, and I think we're going to be able to get this together. I'm going to go through the chat. It's only going to be very quick. I'm going to round this up very, very shortly. I just wanted to test out the software and see whether the new settings that I've got in place were working. It certainly seems like they have worked. Okay, so I'm going to go through the chat and then we'll round it up. We're not going to go late into the night, don't worry. We're not going to keep you sitting here until 1 or 2 in the morning. So let's have a look. So Freddie's confirmed that it's working. Great, thanks so much for that, Freddie. And we'll carry on down, Jack. Yeah, Plymouth has been pretty dry most of the time. It's one of those summers where the further south you go, the better it gets, Jack. The further south you go with this summer, the better it is. The further north you go, the worse it is. It's that sort of summer. So the south has had quite a decent summer. It's got a little bit wobbly now. Things are wobbling a little bit now. But when the summer was good through sort of the second half of June and most of July, the summer was very good down in the south, I would say. But also confirming that's the case for Portsmouth. David Allen being very wet in Shropshire, wetter than 2012 here. I'm surprised at that, David. I'm surprised it's been quite that bad up in Shropshire. But, of course, you know your location better than I do. Let's carry on down. So Wesley is asking when is Polar Vortex going to start. It could start developing any time from now onwards. Initially, it will just be inconsequential, just little areas of low pressure developing over the North Pole as the Arctic starts to cool down, as it does when the sun begins to move away from the northern hemisphere. Remember, the sun will be back at the equator by sort of 21st of September. So by then, we're going to see a very rapid cool down. As that happens, as the sun moves back to the equator, we'll see a very rapid cool down over the pole. That's what initiates the polar vortex. So initially, it'll just be areas of low pressure within increasingly cooling temperatures. Eventually, that will generate into polar vortex. For the moment, though, the zone of winds I know are very, very weak. Almost, I think we're at record-breaking weak levels of zone of winds in the stratosphere. So it's going to be interesting to find out what happens with the zone of winds with PV over the next few days and weeks. We've got 37 watching at nearly 10 to 11 in the evening. So hello, thanks so much to all of you for tuning in. Just to explain, we're only doing like an on-the-fly sort of live stream. I'm testing out Streamlabs software tonight, and the first test that we did on Friday night was a disaster. This one has gone much better. Very pleased with how this has gone, and so I think we are going to be able to bring you those weekly live streams, and I promise everyone to coincide with winter updates every Sunday. We've got Callum in asking how I am, so thanks for asking that, Callum. I'm fine, a little bit tired, but otherwise I'm okay. Hope you're good too, my friend. Paul James, Metro Impressive. Yeah, it's a great website, Paul, and those CFS charts run out to 9 months away, so they're always good for a laugh. They're always good to have a bit of fun with. If you want to kill a bit of time, go to Metro CL, have a look at the CFS. It's updates 4 times a day, so it will always be showing something different, and they're a lot of fun to have a look at. David saying that I think we've just been unlucky here. We seem to have all the heaviest rain this summer. It's been pretty good for thunderstorms, though. It's not been a very good summer where I am for thunderstorms, actually, Dave. It's been a pretty poor summer again. They often seem to be poor these days for thunderstorms in the summer, so it's not been a particularly good, not been a particularly good summer for thunderstorms where I am. But well done if you've had a good summer for storms. Global weather updates. Hey Gav, can't wait for winter now. Hope we get a brutal winter. I think everybody is now beginning to start thinking about the winter global Winter updates begin on the 1st of September. We've got the autumn forecast to do on the final day of August. Once that's out of the way, we begin the winter updates. I can feel the anticipation starting to rise. It always seems to happen around the middle of August. We start to get a little bit more anticipation creeping in about what the coming seasons are going to have in store. So we shall see what happens with that. So I'm going to round this up very, very shortly for you. We're not going to go on into the night. Or let me just check to see where we've got any buffering. So everything seems to be fine. No drop frames. CPU seems to be okay as well. So that's all looking good. So we'll carry on down. And I'm not going to be able to answer all of these questions that are coming in tonight. So we've got, let's just see if we can find one or two more for you. So Manjeet is in. Hi Manjeet, and thanks so much for joining us here on this on the fly test of Streamlabs. Carry on down. So we're going to have a look at one or two more. And I've pretty much got to the end of the chat, actually. So Wesley is saying, waiting to see what the winter will be like with this solar minimum. So yeah, I think everybody's waiting for that, Wesley. Everybody's waiting to see what is going to happen with this winter, especially as it's solar minimum winter. And we're probably going to transition into an easterly QBO. So a lot of anticipation is building, I think. And Mr. JJ2K is saying good audio. Thanks so much for confirming that, Mr. JJ2K. Right, I think that went pretty well. I'm very, very pleased with how that went. Nobody has reported any problems. Nobody has reported buffering. Nobody has reported that the stream was cutting out. So I think that's gone quite successful. I'm pleased with how it's gone. And I think, therefore, we've got the settings more or less nailed on there. I think we're going to be able to bring you those weekly live streams every Sunday evening. I think we're going to be able to bring you that every Sunday evening from the first winter update from the 1st of September. Freddie is asking about donating to the stream. There are two ways you can do it, Freddie. You'll be able to donate because this is Streamlabs software. You can actually donate at Streamlabs. In the description, there should be something that tells you a link that says support this stream. Something like that should be apparent in the description, where you can go off and donate through PayPal with that at Streamlabs. Alternatively, you can just do it the normal way, and you can super chat through YouTube. So just to say that when we get on with these updates, of course, we're going to get with these live streams, we're going to get lots of people tuning in, so it will be very difficult for me to keep up with the chat. So one way that I can see your comment is if you super chat or something like that, and then it stands out, so it makes it easier for me to see. You don't have to. I'll do my best to answer everybody's questions when we go through the live streams. But that's one way you can make sure that your question or whatnot stands out. So if we're doing a live stream and you want to know if it's going to snow in your area, we'll get a lot of people in those sort of live streams. I won't be able to go through everybody's questions. So one way you can ensure that your comment stands out is to super chat. So that's how you can do that anyway, Freddie. Right, I'm going to wrap this up right now. Very nice comment from John McDermott. Hello from Ireland. You are the best forecaster in the UK. Well, thank you so much for that, John. That really is very, very kind of you. Chelsea Bill also is asking, when does On Summer Watch begin? On Summer Watch usually associated in the winter Chelsea, we don't normally do ensembles watches outside the winter. One thing that could be quite fun is to live stream an ensembles watch. So that could be a little bit of fun. And again, we tend to do ensembles watches in the winter. Right, so I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you so much for watching this on your sunny evening. You didn't have to, so thanks so much on your, what am I talking about, on your sunny evening, on your Wednesday evening. Thanks so much for doing that on your Wednesday evening. You didn't have to. As I say, it's not anything important. This wasn't anything important at all. Just testing out the Streamlabs software. It's gone okay. It's gone good. So I reckon we're going to be able to crack on with those weekly live streams. But I promised, and we've had planned all the way along, right from around March I've been thinking about doing this. So I think we're going to be able to bring you those live streams now every week, starting probably, there may be one or two more before, but the live streams associated with Winter Update start probably on Sunday the 1st of September, probably around 5 o'clock in the evening. We'll talk about winter updates and that kind of thing. Right then, so thanks so much for tuning in to this very sort of on-the-fly live stream. I'm going to wrap it up right there and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening. Good night.